Hey guys, Robbie here from the Big Red Express. Thanks again for pressing the download button on today's podcast. Go over and make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel because that is where every single one of these Throwback Thursdays episodes are going to be released. We're not releasing them on Podomatic. We're not releasing them on iTunes. They are especially for our YouTube channel. So you guys got to go press the Big Red Express, just type it in on YouTube, and you guys will see our page. It'll come up, and that's your way in order to find the exclusive interviews, the exclusive throwbacks, and much, much more. The content that we put on our YouTube channel is what you guys want to hear, guys. It's been great. We throw it back today to one of my first ever conversations with Alec Smith, one of the guys that was there on my first day of CrossFit, and he's been there ever since. So, guys, sit back, relax, enjoy. Here's my conversation with the middle child of the three famous Smith brothers, Alec. Enjoy. Hey guys, welcome back to the Big Red Express. Sitting down inside CrossFit Krypton with CrossFit athlete and one of my good friends, Alec Smith. Alex, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, Alec, kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into CrossFit, and what you're doing now.
Growing up, I was a gymnast. High school, I played a bunch of different sports, volleyball, ran track, swam and dove, and played a little bit of tennis. And didn't really start CrossFit till my senior year of high school. My brother Ben's been doing it for about 9 years now, so it's been in the house for a long time, but never really got into it until I was about a senior in high school.
So you said you did gymnastics, and did you do gymnastics from a young age? And I know you did do gymnastics from a young age. Kind of tell us how you kind of got into gymnastics.
So when I was about 2, my parents threw me and Ben in gymnastics, and I was the only one who really stuck with it. Ben didn't like it that much, so I've been doing it since I was about 2 years old. Started competing when I was about 6, and was the only Smith brother to stick with it, I guess.
Now, in terms of just CrossFit in general, how do you think gymnastics? Obviously, CrossFit kind of puts in gymnastics movement, a little bit of everything. How do you think your previous gymnastics experience helped you going into now being pretty much a full-time CrossFit athlete?
It's a huge advantage, being able to grow up doing all the movements that we see in CrossFit today that some people have never done before until their first day of CrossFit. And not only the gymnastic stuff, it translates into the lifting with the core strength, into a lot of different things in CrossFit. And I'm just blessed to be able to know how to do that stuff from such a young age.
Now, you just got back from your first Olympic weightlifting competition. Kind of tell us a little bit about how that experience was. Where it was? I mean, I think it was down in Miami, right? Mm-hmm. How was that, just kind of being in that atmosphere after being around CrossFit for so long?
It's a lot different than CrossFit events are. It's kind of like do or die. You have that one attempt when you're up there to hit it, or else it doesn't count. So it's a lot more nerve-wracking. It's kind of like a gymnastics meet where you go up and you have one attempt to hit a routine, and if you don't hit it, then you're going to get a low score, basically. Right. But it's a lot different than CrossFit, like CrossFit events are. A little more nerve-wracking, but it's a different kind of nerve.
Now Ben's obviously been doing CrossFit for about 8-9 years, mm-hmm. So that's how you probably got introduced to CrossFit. When did it become something that you wanted to do on a consistent basis?
When I was a freshman in college, actually, at Old Dominion University, I played volleyball my first year, and I tore my ACL and kind of used CrossFit to get my legs stronger.
Right.
And ever since then, about my freshman year of college, is when I just stopped all my other sports and just focused on CrossFit. So I kind of used it to get my knees stronger, and then just fell in love with it. So it's been about 3 full years.
Yeah.
Obviously,
you coach at CrossFit Krypton with Ben and with some, in my opinion, some of the best athletes in the state, if not the region, the Mid-Atlantic region. How has it been kind of transitioning from being a competitive athlete? I asked this to Adam last week. How has it been going from a high-level athlete playing, swimming, doing gymnastics? How does that kind of transition into the CrossFit atmosphere?
The coaching atmosphere, or
just coaching or competing in general?
It's good to be in the same atmosphere, the competitive atmosphere. I love being I grew up being in the competitive atmosphere, so it's very similar. It translates just because you've been in the same situation that all of the athletes and the members here are going to be in competitions, or even every single day, like coming in and doing the workout is kind of like a competition within yourself. Mm-hmm. So it definitely translates in that way.
How before CrossFit Krypton opened up, you guys trained out of your parents' garage. How is that, and how is that staying kind of motivated, not really having a big support system around you, just having you and your brother, your brothers. Obviously, your younger brother Dane is a superb CrossFit athlete in itself, played baseball. How has that kind of helped you guys, motivate you guys to kind of push harder when you guys were just training by yourself in a garage?
It's definitely a lot different training in a gym with people. First few years we did CrossFit, all we had was a garage, and that's all we trained with. It was easy for me because Ryan would come over every day in high school, so we would train together. Ben would be training out there all the time, so we could just jump in whenever we wanted to. Ben's very self-motivated. I would rather have people there working out with me. I'm not as much of a self-motivator, just being honest, as Ben is.
Yeah.
But it was easy because Ryan, we would come and train. We would do a lot of body weight workouts. We'd do a lot of running. We didn't really get into the weightlifting until a couple years after. We just got really good at all of the body weight gymnastics movements.
Right.
But it definitely helps having the gym and having the members here to motivate yourself while you're training.
Do you think that kind of has helped you? Obviously, you said you and Ryan Sika is also another coach, went to regionals this past year, a really up-and-coming CrossFit athlete in his own right. How has it been? You guys grew up together through high school, competed in swimming, did all that stuff. How's it been to have one of your best friends right along you with this entire way?
It's been good. It's been. If it wasn't for him, I don't think I would be where I'm at now. I wouldn't have trained by myself at home. I wouldn't have done all the workouts that we did together by myself. So it's been awesome having him be able to train with since basically freshman year of high school.
Now, you're sponsored by so many different, brands, CrossFit, brands all over the place, and you get to go everywhere. I mean, you've traveled all over the country. How has that been, the experience of traveling all over the country representing different brands? And just, as someone that is kind of just got into CrossFit, I mean, it's still, you're very good, and obviously that competitive drive has been there, but in terms of, making appearances, being a rep for a brand, how has that been, traveling and representing these companies?
It's definitely been amazing. The past few years just competing in CrossFit, being able to travel, very blessed. Those weekends are definitely my favorite weekends of the year, being able to travel to Miami this past weekend in a weightlifting competition, as we talked about. Being able to travel all over the place to compete it's just so much fun to be able to be with high-level athletes that have the same passion as you do, especially with such great brands like Progenics and Nike.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you just joined the Nike team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Going off that statement, how does it feel? Nike's very new into CrossFit. They're trying to kind of join the bandwagon, I guess you could say, as CrossFit starts to get bigger and more prominent in sports. How has that been? How does it feel to be one of the first CrossFit athletes to be sponsored by Nike?
Incredible. Growing up, it's always a dream to be sponsored by Nike, so it's still kind of surreal to me. So far, it's been awesome. It's been about a week and a half. Love their new shoes. Yeah. All of their stuff I've worn when I was a kid. So I'm excited for they released all their stuff in February, the new Metcons and the new gear. So I mean, it's still been surreal. It still hasn't really hit me yet.
Right.
Definitely motivates me more in the gym to push myself a little bit harder. Hit the goals that I want to hit.
Now, you've over your career, not only in gymnastics but even in CrossFit, you've had some injuries. Just kind of, it almost comes with the territory a little bit, unless you're some freak athlete, which you are. But in terms of just your body, how has that been? Kind of having to take a little bit of time off and then coming back and trying to get back to where you were before the injury.
It's definitely tough mentally. No one likes getting injured. No one likes having to sit out and not being able to work out or compete. It definitely helps, though. Makes you hungrier. It fuels your fire to come back and to train harder so you can get to where you were before. A couple injuries have set me back pretty far, but I just use that as motivation to push myself a little bit harder.
Now, you're big on social media. Obviously, have tons of followers. What's your Twitter handle so we can tell people to go follow you?
Alec Smith 8.
And also on Instagram.
Yep, Twitter and Instagram.
Instagram and Twitter. Go follow him, Alec Smith 8. So you're how has that kind of helped you? I know you interact with a lot of people via Instagram and via Twitter. How has that been kind of in the social media world that we live in? You as an athlete being able to reach out to people that you've never met before via Instagram, whether it's, challenges that you put up there. Mm-hmm. How has that been for you as an athlete to kind of, people look to you for motivation and, for something new?
Yeah, it's awesome. And every comment I get where someone says that, like, I've inspired them, it honestly inspires me to push myself even harder. I love interacting with people on social media. Social media is something that I think every company should have. They should have an Instagram, or Twitter, or Facebook. It's big, and a lot of companies look at that, look at how you interact with people, look at what you're posting, and it's really cool to be able to interact with people that I've never met before, help them if they need to. Like, if people will tag me in videos, I'll sometimes comment on form on muscle-ups or chest bar or something like that. Any way I can help, it's a great feeling, and it's definitely awesome to have people that you don't even know supporting you. It's a great feeling. Even when I'm just training here by myself, that's something that pushes me.
Awesome. Yeah. One of the things that you have had some injuries that have set you back, but I know one of the biggest things with CrossFit in general, you guys work out a couple times a day, 2-3 times, even more sometimes. Mm-hmm. What kind of things do you use, supplements or whatever, do you use for recovery and to keep at that high level all the time, every day?
Yeah, so in the morning I will take Project Force as like a pre-workout, and then recovery after workout. They have their new product. It's called Build. It's like a carbohydrate-filled product, sweet potatoes and honey, and we've had it for about three weeks to a month now, and it's been awesome. It's definitely helped me throughout the day. And then we have Pure Farm in the house too. Ben sponsored by Pure Farm. Yeah. I'll take their fish oil, their magnesium. Other than that, Kill Cliff every once in a while after workout. Right. But definitely Progenix products are basically all that I take.
So, going to college and kind of, you went to ODU, so you were local, still worked out a little bit. Mm-hmm. How was it kind of, I guess I wouldn't say he's really new to the gym, but Adam Klink, one of the top athletes, made some regionals, 2-time regional athlete, hasn't really been doing CrossFit for that long. Mm-hmm. How's it been, you've worked out with Ben and Ryan since you can remember. How's it been kind of bringing him in, another high-quality athlete, into the circle of you guys? Obviously, he went to Great Bridge, played soccer, so you knew him from Great Bridge. We knew him from growing up in this area. How was it, having him come to the gym, start coaching, and start, competing with him?
Mm-hmm. It's been awesome. I've been to a bunch of different CrossFit gyms, like, around the country, and he is definitely the best coach I've seen. Him and Ben are the two best, and Ryan are the best coaches I've seen. It's been awesome having him here to be able to train with, to push me. We've competed in a lot of competitions together, so we have a lot of strengths and weaknesses that we cover for each other, such as rowing, which I hate and Adam loves, gymnastics, which I love and Adam hates. Right. But it's been awesome having him here, and I can't wait for the future.
So what is in your future? What's coming up for Alec Smith? For what kind of competitions do you have coming up that anyone can kind of follow you if they want to?
So Ben, Adam, and I are actually competing at Wadapalooza on a 3-person team. It hasn't really been announced yet, but we will be competing together. So I'm actually really excited about that. There's gonna be some pretty good teams there. So I can't wait to be able to compete with them on a team. Other than that, our goal is to have all 4 of us make regionals this year. Mm-hmm. I think that would be awesome to have 4 CrossFit Krypton athletes at regionals.
Yeah, for sure.
And obviously, the main goal for everyone is to make the games, so that would be incredible too. Right. We're definitely all working for that.
How has it been? Obviously, last year you went to regionals. You were an individual athlete, competed right next to your brother. Mm-hmm. That had to have been a cool experience there. And then this year you went back as a team aspect. Mm-hmm. Kind of walk us through how similar and how different both of those type of atmospheres are, being as an individual and being on a team.
Yeah, so last year individually regionals was actually my very first CrossFit competition. So it was a very new experience. It was a lot of fun, very nerve-wracking, a lot of different emotions going on. But all in all, it was a great weekend. I had a lot of fun being able to meet a bunch of different competitors and to fall in love with the sport. team was a lot different. It's definitely a different aspect than individual competitions. I love team competitions. I love working together with people. I definitely want to go individual next year, just because I think team is fun for the off season, but I think the main goal for us is to make the games individually.
Definitely.
So I'm going to try to do that this year.
You saw Ben compete in the Reebok Team Series. Speaking of that kind of team aspect, how was that? How was that getting to go up to Scott Panchik's gym up in Ohio? You got to watch that kind of atmosphere, and then obviously being here at CrossFit Krypton when they were throwing down the workouts for that final week's workouts. How was that kind of that atmosphere for you as a spectator, not really being in the mix of it as an athlete, but just watching it and watching Ben, Stacy, Scott, and Emily just kill the workouts?
It was awesome. They definitely did kill the workouts. First place in the world. They did awesome. When I went up to Scott's gym, it was actually the first week I was able to come back after my back injury. So it really, really motivated me watching them. Every time we watch high-level games competitors or athletes, it always motivates me personally. I'm sure it motivates everybody else to work a little bit harder.
Right.
It was really cool having them here at the gym, having Stacy, Emily, and Scott come here and be able to interact with our members too. It's just really cool being able to watch people of that caliber push themselves as hard as they do. It's definitely motivation for us.
Kind of going off the team aspect, the new thing, and you had a little bit of a run with this, the MPGL or the Grid League. It's a unique idea. Obviously, it's gotten a lot more press. I think it still has a lot more growing to do.
Yeah.
But take us through that whole process of when you first found out about it, and then the process of, you signed with the DC Brawlers, and then kind of going through the combine and all that. Tell us about that.
So I first found the NPGL on Facebook, actually. My mom found it on, I believe it was Tony Budding's Facebook page, and she called me over and told me to read about it. So I read it, and I saw that there were combines coming up, and I asked a few friends from the gym if they wanted to go. And I was able to get one of our members, Nikki, who I competed with on the team at Regionals, to go with me to the Atlanta Combine. The combine was so much fun. First day was basically skill day, where you show off either your max lifts or max reps of a gymnastics movement, say like chest to bar in 60 seconds or handstand push-ups in 60 seconds. And so I went and I did max rep muscle ups, I did max clean and jerk, and then I did max distance handstand walk, my 3 favorite things to do.
Yeah.
And made it to the second day. And second day was team races, so they put us on teams of people we didn't know. And it was actually a ton of fun. I didn't know any of these people before I raced with them, and after the race, it felt like we know each other forever. So what it is, it's basically guys and girls competing together on a team, and you're trying to get through a race before the other team does. A lot of different types of races, guys and girls working at the same time, guys working by themselves, girls working by themselves. So after the combine, I made it to the next round in Vegas, where I went and competed on the East Coast versus West Coast team. And after that, I got a call from the DC Brawlers coach, who wanted to sign me early, pre-draft. So I decided to do that. I decided to sign the letter of intent with the DC Brawlers, and was planning on competing for the first season. And then I found out I had a fracture in my L4, so I was unable to. I had to take 3 months off. So I just decided not to do the NPGL that year, and to just take some time off. And it was definitely a smart decision. I feel great now. My back feels really good. I feel healthier than ever and stronger than ever. So it was tough at the time. It was a very tough decision. It was tough sitting out for 3 months not doing anything, but it definitely was a smart decision.
How do you think that's going to compete? Obviously, the Reebok CrossFit Games, a big deal. It's gotten on ESPN the past couple of years. Gotten a lot more exposure within just the entire world, not just the CrossFit community, but almost becoming a primetime sport type of thing, once a year out in California. How do you think those two will be able to exist in the same world?
I hope so. I think both of them are incredible spectator events, and I think if they did exist in the same world, I think that they both could make a lot of money. Spectators would have a blast, and athletes would too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a way for athletes to be able to get paid full time for being able to do what they love, and I think it would be awesome if they could.
So, your parents obviously have been a big part of you and your brother's success just in sports in general. Mm-hmm. Obviously, always driving you guys to practice, always being there, coaching.
Yeah.
How has that kind of helped you throughout the years? Obviously they got you started in gymnastics early, and then it just kind of built from there. They co-own the gym, they help run the gym with Ben and yourself, and it's kind of a family business.
Yeah.
How has that been, being so close to your family?
It's everything. Family to me is huge, and if it wasn't for them, obviously I wouldn't be where I am now. Right. My dad would drive me to gymnastics practice every day. He would take an hour-long drive to get me there, an hour-long drive home to get me home, and it's been amazing being able to basically, I guess, build this gym with them.
Right.
It's been an awesome experience, and it's good to know that they'll always be there for me.
Definitely.
And I'm very blessed to have them and my brothers in my life.
Like I remember the first time we opened the doors. I mean, 9 o'clock class. We were only having like 2 or 3 classes at a time. I remember we were doing construction on this place. Yep. It's crazy just to see how much it's grown, and it really has become not just a CrossFit gym, but more like a family. I mean, I'd put this CrossFit gym up against any CrossFit gym. I mean, person for person. I guess you could, like, the saying is pound for pound. I mean, we've probably got the best CrossFit gym, one of the best CrossFit gyms, not only just for the community aspect, but the athletes are amazing. And you can see the gains that people are making, the improvements, and it's cool to be a part of it. Yeah. What has been your favorite part about just being a part of CrossFit Krypton?
Forming the relationships with all the members, and it is like one giant family. Everybody knows each other's names. Everybody's really friendly. We joke around. Right. We hang out outside of the gym, not just inside of the gym. It's been great to be able to meet everybody here, and it's been about 2 years now, and I feel like I've known them my whole life. And they've definitely had a huge positive impact on our lives.
Right.
Yeah.
And we were sitting down here with Alec Smith. Alec, we're going to get to the last portion, kind of the final call of the Big Red Express here. Going to ask you some quick questions. You can expand on them if you want, answer them real quick if you want. We're just kind of rapid fire here. All right, do you have any superstitions that CrossFit, or do you have any superstitions before a CrossFit competition?
Superstitions before CrossFit competition? Not really. I try not to think about things. I try to just go into them with everything I got, and if you think too much, then sometimes you mess up. So I try to clear my head and just go.
Favorite CrossFit Olympic lift?
Clean and jerk.
Favorite gymnastics movement?
Muscle up. Bar muscle up.
Bar muscle up, okay. Favorite girl?
Workout or just female?
Favorite girl workout?
Amanda.
Yeah. Now remind people what Amanda is.
975, squat snatch at 135, and muscle up. Or muscle up and squat snatch, yeah.
And last question. How many sponsors do you have, and can you name them all right now?
Officially in contract, only 2.
Okay.
Which are Nike and Progenics.
Okay.
A few other sponsors will send me stuff. Killcliff sends me some stuff.
Okay.
Goat Tape will send me some tape. That's about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, one more time, just for everyone that's interested, tell us where they can find you, how they can get in touch with you if they want to, get some pointers on form, whatever. How can they get in touch with you via social media?
Yeah. So tag me in videos on Instagram, Alec Smith 8, and I get back to as many that I see, which I most likely.
He's really good about doing that.
Yeah.
Folks.
Most likely I'll see all of them. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I just got a Facebook athlete page, which awesome. I update every once in a while.
Sweet.
And then, CrossFit Krypton, basically always here. When I'm not in school, I'm here.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Alec, for sitting down. I appreciate it. We've known each other for a while, and I appreciate you sitting down.
Yeah.
Thanks. Good luck for everything. Good luck, Wadapalooza. We'll have to have you on kind of like a post Wadapalooza interview. Have the entire team down. So appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by the Big Red Express.
Yeah.
And good luck.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, folks. Big thanks to Alec Smith for sitting down with me today. Go follow him on Twitter, Instagram. Go like him on Facebook, whatever. Get in touch with him. He's a great guy, always willing to kind of help the everyday CrossFitter out. Well, thanks, guys, for listening to another episode. Remember, go subscribe on iTunes. That's the easiest way to get this podcast every single week. Search Big Red Express in the search key and press subscribe. It's that simple. All right, guys. Until next time, the train has left the station.